What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the channel, and today's video is about
why are you advising men to talk to single mothers?
we're gonna get into it. Let's go.
A certain man that wants to run everything, it's going to be difficult having two lions in the family, because a man like Anton is going to show up as the man. I'm doing this, I'm handling this is my village. To have another man that has come in and have any type of say so at all, I can see how that can be
I
difficult.
definitely
But
believe
that's
that
assuming
people
they
prioritize.
have
We
gotta
think about it.
I want women to.
Just to add to that, a man is not gonna want another man having say so in his household. You know, it's called territory. Y'all can just dumb it down to the simple mathematical situation of called when you're at home and you have a pet and you have a pit bull and you have that dog outside. It does what? When he brought it to the crib for the first time, it goes and marks its territory. And then when it sees another dog trying to come and invade its territory, it does what?
Run them off its territory.
Yeah, so it's never for that. So a man wouldn't, a father, that active father, would never be in an agreement or having a kumbaya-ness with the other man. Even though he didn't do nothing, he could be a good guy. He's still going to feel like, no, I don't want you here.
That comes from, like they said, his side. He's advocating for single moms because he came from one. So he got so much of that pull. That's why you're about to see him and Anton clash over this point. You know what I'm saying? Because he's going against, oh, well, no, you should raise and help raise, you know what I'm saying, someone else's offspring.
Oh, wow.
That's crazy.
To understand it, just because a man has a penis don't make him a man. He could be a male. There's not a lot. Most men aren't lying. Let's make sure that's understood.
Okay.
Right. So some.
And look, I'm tired of that analogy, man. Just because you're a man regardless. Now, how you act as that man, all that corny in between. Yeah, man, shut up. That's a woman and that's a man. We don't care. Once you get a certain age, you're a man. Now, how you act as that man, that determines if you act like a boy or if you act like a man, but you're just a man.
Men can raise another man's child because the real father ain't a lion. He's more like a gazelle. You know what I'm saying? The lion is now here, and I believe. Well, I believe in God, and I believe in everything is.
And then no, he's not, because once again, there's different playing fields from the stepdad to the what? The real dad. And the reason why I'm saying this is because I know I came from a stepdad home, and I know it's different than a real dad. So he could talk that talk. It don't matter, bro. It's still different. The stepdad might come in and be able to raise kids that ain't his, just swell. But you wonder why the real dad and the mom clash. Exactly.
It seems like the stepdad always has to
Shuck and jive.
Yeah, but I was gonna say is always has to have a good impression. He's always has to people pleasing the child at that.
Yeah.
He can never, give the child some real structure as far as like disciplining them, because he has to be the friend. He can't be outed.
Yeah.
If that child throws any fit and says that they don't want him around, then there goes his window into being around, being with the mom, because she might take in consideration of her child's feelings. So he always has to impress the child. Where the father, he ain't trying to impress
no
his
child.
That's his child.
There's
he
none of
giving
that.
him the rhetoric.
I'm not your friend.
Yeah, and that's just it.
But see, the stepdad has to actually be a stepdad friend.
Right.
He has to cater to a kids that ain't even his, that he's helping feed and take care of.
Faking it till they make it all the time.
There's a reason, right?
Right.
And like my dad is a bitch ass nigga. My step pops, he ain't playing. You feel me? So like.
And I'm sorry, man. I'm stopping it because, see, that's how he feel. Guess who was around and catered to his feelings? The stepdad. Right. But, bro, you can't really necessarily say that because you don't know the relationship between your mom and that real man. Of course, by the time the stepdad came in and cleaned it in, he was able to walk into a situation and he knows these aren't really my kids. So you still get to have that, hey, my kids, so if this break off, he don't have that pull. So you can call your real dad a bitch ass nigga. Mine's wasn't there, so I feel what you're saying, but we still really don't fully know.
I was already one that wasn't playing coming out the woodworks.
Yeah.
So then if my dad was there, hypothetically, I I would probably clash with him because he was already soft. You know what I'm saying? And I don't believe that just because you gave birth to something means that you are the best one to raise that.
Come on, let's talk
You know
about
that person that you
Same.
gave birth to, whether you're a man or a woman.
So you believe nurture versus nature?
Yes.
Because nurturing that child is more important than possibly more important than nature.
I believe that nature.
Absolutely.
See, here's the thing: we get
It's
so
crazy.
confused about nature as if you are the only one of this child. There's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10 generations of nature within this child that you ain't exuding yet. You remember the Punnett Square? In the Punnett Square, you had a 1 in 4 chance of being something.
Yes.
Right? So this child can have the bottom right quadrant, and you might have the top left.
Yeah.
You ain't fit to to raise that child, to be honest. So maybe somebody else who is in that bottom right quadrant is gonna be able to understand that, man.
I guess it's light skins versus dark skins because you see they light skin on this side and yeah, I'm with the dark skins.
I don't know if they color coded it like that, so I won't put y'all.
No, we call this colorist now. I'm with the dark skins because it seems like they getting it more.
I think for real was just matching energy,
For
and that's
real.
why they sat where they sat, like because they seem to be more in the same pocket with each other as the others opposing. But I mean, look, let's just start here. Why he about to sit here and say what he about to say? Look, we know they say it takes a village to raise a child. That's basically what it seems like he's hitting to. But you come out of two people, the guy and the woman, two separate areas, but you come out of two people. Those two people are responsible, whether they're fit or not, to raise that child. Because guess what? Who's fitting for that child to raise them? The two people that made them. How could we sit here and say, because of standards of society's quo, and how they, and the person sets up their own persona, that they aren't fit to raise their own biological child? Somebody else is better at it.
Yeah.
What the heck? So, okay, cat meow, raise that puppy. Roof, roof.
It's like trying to say that the new parent was actually better than the first parent. No, they just was able to come in on a different playing field. It don't really mean that they're better. Like, no.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. It really don't make any sense.
That young woman or that young boy, and really help them grow into what they need to be.
So you would advise your son to get with a woman that already have children.
If that
Children,
No, you would be okay with that?
Children,
Remove yourself out.
I
Children
don't think nobody advises those scenarios for their
But see, the
children,
the
right?
problem is that we
But sometimes
start
it just
saying men
happens
ain't
because
men.
they just might be in love. You can't
No,
control
you
who
can't,
love.
because marriage is a business first.
Yes,
He
you
sure
can.
is, and
Hold
he's
on,
right.
and he's wrong. See, he's still like a kid. He went with this is what he said, y'all. Listen to what this grown man said.
For their
But see, the
children,
the
right?
problem is that we
But sometimes
start
it just
saying men
happens
ain't
because
men.
they just might be in love. You can't
No,
control
you
who
can't,
love.
because
You can control who you love.
Yeah, and like Anton
Yes, you
is about
can.
to say, which is very accurate, marriage is a business.
Yes, it
You
wasn't
could-
feelings
you-
first.
When you go,
Yeah,
let's just start here. To even start marriage, you have
Yep.
to do what? You
go
have to
fill out a paper,
Yeah. You have,
forms.
yep.
Then
You
go
have
get
to
it
get a marriage
notarized.
license.
Yeah, everything that need license,
Business.
driver's license,
Signature.
CDL's license.
Contract.
Yes, contracting license.
Business. Yes. If it was all about love,
Yeah,
then you would be able to just go
look
into
at
your
each other and
backyard,
say, look
make it,
under the stars and say, oh, we're married.
draw a little circle
Yeah,
in the
it's a
grass or
business.
something, put a little whatever, how set your ambiance, and it just be set in
And that's
stone.
just it. Yeah, and everybody got to honor it.
There would be no database
Nope.
that the government can go into and say, oh yes, that is husband,
Nope.
that is wife. Nope.
And
It
there's
would
no
be-
database.
You would have to just let them know that.
Yeah, they make you. They're like the parents that you got to go see when this is over.
Exactly.
Like when something's over,
Hey, guess what
you
you
got to
gotta
come
do?
see them.
It's called
Still,
business.
you got to
have to
pay
pay
them.
to get
You
out
got to
of
pay to play. Yep.
Pay to
So-
get in it, pay to get out.
So
of it.
Anton Daniels is right, man. No, absolutely not. You can't control that. I can't control. So you mean to tell me you're going to tell your son or advise, hey, yeah, son, get with that lady, that chick that got 2 kids first, and not go get you a whole wholesome chick that has none? I got 2 boys. Absolutely not.
Right?
Because marriage is a business first. It's a business
To
first.
some.
We know statistics of what it is.
She said 2 some. No, it's a business to all, actually, right?
Yeah.
She said,
When men
full
are
time.
raised, where children are raised in certain type of household, we know what the statistics are, right? And so I'm not gonna sit here and say a man isn't a man based off of some criteria that we make up, right? Because I use data. The reality is this: what we are doing is excusing bad behavior. And instead of us going to the mothers and say, hey, why are you not accountable for who it is that you decided to open up your legs to?
Bullshit.
Because we ain't having that conversation. The only thing we saying is, oh, that's a bitch ass nigga.
Look at her.
Bullshit.
You look at
Look
her.
at you.
Stink
You
face.
don't look like you got a husband at all, and you probably don't. You got nothing but attitude.
You
You
look at
is
her.
giving. A man got on my nerves,
Yep.
and I don't care.
Yep. That face says it right there. Look at
Okay.
that face.
These nothing ass niggas, yeah.
That's a face only a
that's all you
304 curve
giving.
pigeon could know.
You know what I mean? The dad, you got a kid. The dad might be missing in action. He's missing in action somewhere. If he's being a diligent father, great. But he's missing in action and being with you, and you wanted that love situation. So yeah, you're not feeling it.
Right?
You sitting there and don't like. I don't see how you can look. There's ways that you can opinionate by disagreeing. You ain't gotta sit here and be all aggressive and
Yeah, smug face and everything she has to rebuttal on. No, that's your thing.
Like,
No, like, oh my, she's like a 4-year-old that just, you won't give them their way.
like, girl, bye.
Yeah, like, go sit down somewhere.
But you opened up your legs to him. He wasn't a bitch ass nigga when you had sex
He
with
might
him.
have been.
When you know. But my point is
I mean, if we're
See?
But he might have been. Then
See?
that means you was a bitch ass woman. Then
Yeah,
because
or a
you
bitch ass bitch.
Yeah,
See?
Yeah.
See how she
Excuse
always
me,
want to be
You're
smug?
not a woman. You're a bitch ass bitch.
Yeah.
Because you look like the type that calls yourself a bad bitch.
Yeah,
And if
yeah.
you do, you are a bad
Look
bitch.
what she said. She said he might be.
Bitches is dogs. Female
Look, man,
dogs.
a woman that will lead with the guy that you might have opened your legs up to might have been a bitch. That speaks volumes to how your brain compute.
And that speaks volumes to how you feel about your baby daddy.
Yeah.
Because you got a son.
Or even if it wasn't a baby daddy. Oh, yeah, because they're saying who you open your legs to. That's right. So it was
It's
about
personal.
kids. It is.
She think
Yup.
all of this talking
No,
points
I
is
got
coming
lost
from,
real quick. It was
coming
about
from a space of nuancy.
Yeah.
Her sitting there being smug and all that. It's coming from a personal space.
And the feelings usually come from your last experience, and her last experience
Was
done her
not good.
nope. So she keep letting that out. She keep-
Right?
her waiting to exhale continues on and on.
Yep.
when we continue to do this, we validate bad behavior.
what
You
is the
can
bad
t-
behavior?
Because you're saying that you can recover from this. When in reality, we know statistically that child has a much greater chance of going to jail, a much greater chance of needing therapy, a much greater chance of joining a gang. He has a much greater chance of being less successful. And instead of us saying, hey, hold that accountable so that this
If
don't
what?
happen to the
That's
next
from the-
generation.
I
That's
think I'm
from
missing
stepfather?
context.
No.
If what?
If that's-
he has,
My
he has a
point
much greater
is,
chance of
it's-
doing all that. If what?
To say it's a guy's responsibility to raise this child based off of a village concept or a community concept, or because he's a real man, removes the accountability from the woman of actually making sure that she picked the right guy and to marry before she carried in the first place.
So what
Well, I
happens?
married before I carried, and,
But
and then I got a
but that's
divorce.
not the
Can I
norm,
speak
because
on
what
that?
I see on Instagram,
So
Told you.
So the bird was married.
I told you.
And that's why she
I knew it
she's
was from.
bitter. You could just smell it
I
and
didn't
see
know
it on
she
her.
was married.
Oh man, she's
But
divorced. I was.
And look,
And Emma.
and that all that, and he was, and he was.
Steaming
She was
Willie
talking about her
Beeman.
ex-husband.
Yep. And even might have been a bitch ass nigga.
Yeah.
Yep. Like you said, she was
That-
talking about everything. She was, but you had kid with a bitch ass nigga.
That's
So
what
your
I
child's a
said.
bitch.
I said he either is there for the child or he's not there for you.
Yep.
And one of the situations is not there, and we know he ain't there for you. And I was right. He
Do I
left
have a
you.
stepfather?
Ah.
I'm trying to figure out what we talking about.
what I see on
It's a lot.
Instagram
Yeah,
and
I'm-
social
I'm
media is
lost
when
a
a
little bit.
woman get pregnant, regardless of whether she married, it's congratulations, sis.
Okay.
That's what I see.
I
Okay.
agree. Listen,
Should we
we're
throw
not
stones
dis-
at her?
I don't-
Absolutely.
Anton, shut up. You do not
I
do that.
believe
So
in
you said that
100%.
congratulating a woman, but if you want to throw accountability to anybody, throw it at the man that left
It's
the
a
family.
small
unit,
minority.
right?
It's a small percentage of men that's having the majority of the children. It's most black men are not having children out of wedlock. That is a falsehood. And so when we sit here, when we want to solve for a problem, we solve for the majority, not the minority. And when you look at the statistics, most black men are not having children out of wedlock. It's a small minority of men that's having a majority of the children with a whole lot of women. That's
And
the
is
reality.
that you
How
got that from a
do a
.org or
man
a
not, how do a woman have a child without a wedlock without the man too?
What I'm saying is, if we got 99% of the men, and we say we're gonna hold all of them accountable.
No, I'm saying like if the woman had the child, well, like she ain't have it by herself.
I'm explaining.
So did he.
If we got 99% of men to do the
He got like a child state of mind thinking, bro. They're the gatekeepers. We know that the man is the one that is the responsibility part that he's supposed to take, but not the part that said, okay, I'm gonna allow you to have sex with me. We're talking about that part. She allowed this man that she had very little stats on to enter her enchanted garden. Like, of course, her restraint is deeper than the guy's. That he don't get it, big goofy. But there was a man there too. No shit, Sherlock.
The right thing. It takes 1% of men to populate the majority of the women.
True indeed.
So even if you hold all men accountable, it doesn't solve for the problem.
No, it's not about all men. It's about holding everybody accountable.
We do, but men by
Look, it's a fizzle. That's holding everybody accountable.
Yeah.
But look, A, B, C,
Nick
D,
Cannon and his baby
E,
mamas.
F, G, like you just said,
One man,
enchanted garden.
7 women.
Okay, this is a garden. It's one garden. Why are you allowing all these hoses to come and plant their seeds in this enchanted garden? Well, how does that look?
And that's how he's right.
That's why we're saying. That's why I'm saying that.
Yeah.
Look, ladies, you have to take accountability for this one. It starts with you. You have the prize, the enchanted garden. See, why are you just letting any seeds grow in your garden? You should have more discernment. You should be more picky. No. I don't want your seed here. When it's time to come for sex. Oh, wait, I don't want you digging the holes today. I don't want you digging the holes. No, wait. Wait for it. You know, a woman that has sex a lot, her hole will open and can stay open. Like in a certain amount of centimeters open. It's just open because she is supposed to not have that much traffic. But if you're going to allow it to have that much traffic, then whose fault is that? The man? You don't want to say, hey, everybody, my milkshake brings all the boys to the yard. And they're like, it's better than yours. Come play.
And this is how your boy is right. 2 people, Kentrell, Nick Cannon. Look, there's only one of Kentrell. That's NBA YoungBoy. And there's only one Nick Cannon, right? How many women has babies with those 1 man? 11 different women have babies. No, Kentrell has like 10 different. They have 11 kids with like 10 baby mamas. He got like a baby mama almost for like each kid almost. Nick Cannon has 7 baby mamas with almost like 11 kids, 10 kids. So that shows you right there that all the women are getting impregnated, like you said, by the small group of men, meaning all the women just keep getting clapped down by the same group of niggas.
Yeah. Now we know it's fizzle because again, now we can say for the guy, he should have a little more discernment for himself. Why do you want to plant your seed in just any kind of garden? You know, there's weeds.
Yeah, because niggas is stupid.
You know, there's weeds in the garden. There's poison ivy in some gardens. Don't you want to make sure that garden is well nourished?
Yeah, but we never said niggas wasn't pussy
mowed,
stupid.
We know that,
So,
but that's my whole analogy to that.
default are automatically held accountable.
Let me go back to this stepdad situation real fast because I have a stepfather, right?
Mm-hmm.
But he didn't raise me. My grandfather raised me,
Mm-hmm.
right? So I didn't personalize my stepfather because that's who my mom is married to.
Yeah, that's who your mom chose.
That's her relationship. I have examples around me that I don't have to look towards him. His only job, honestly, for me, is just to be example of a good person, a human being, period.
Right.
I don't need him to be my father. I don't need him for none of that shit, right? It's just simply just be a good dude, treat my mom good. And I mean, honestly, I don't care what y'all going through. Y'all not being physical,
how
that's
old were you
fine.
when he came into your life?
I was in middle school, so that's what, like
You was
12.
already big.
Well, I was big because I
You
was
didn't
probably
need-
I'm 6'5", bro. I've been big.
No, I'm saying you were older as a kid. You
No,
had
I-
already
Middle
had whatever
schooler?
it was in you.
No, but what I'm saying is,
Now wait,
Fucking
now
middle
I know. Listen, now
What's
I know.
happening here?
Okay,
Well, I mean,
so
because 11 years old is middle
all
school.
right, cool. All right, let's reset.
Mhm.
All right. So one of the facts that you gave in regards to children that statistically messing up more so, that usually comes from a single mother household, correct?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So if we take the conversation to it being a two-parent,
single mother household. So when I say two-parent household, I'm saying married,
okay,
having children,
So let's-
raising those children.
cool. So let's take it to a two-parent household where one parent is a step parent.
Mhm.
That's still a two-parent household, right?
Yeah, but it's not the same.
You don't think so?
And-
She's saying that because that's her dynamic.
I would never advise a guy, if this guy is single, he's taking care of business, he don't have no children and nothing like that. I'm not gonna sit here in good conscience and tell this man that he's supposed to get with a single mother. Absolutely not.
And that's cool.
100%.
But there's so many single fathers that get with single mothers. So many single fathers.
So we
I
just
think
speaking
y'all should have
about the.
preferences.
Are we just speaking about the men
So what?
who don't have children? Is that the reference? Or are you saying just all men,
because I
even if they
understand the
come
man
in
that
with
doesn't have
children?
children, but there's so many single fathers that look towards.
I mean,
single
Like I
mothers.
said, the majority
We
of
also
men
have to be
don't have
realistic
children out of
here.
wedlock.
Okay, where are you living? Right? We're living in America, and 1 out of every 4 kids are born with a single parent.
Yeah.
Or raised with a single parent,
Mhm.
right? And the rest of the world, it's at an 8%. So we're about 3 to 4 times more
Mm.
likely to have a child be raised out of wedlock or with only one parent, right? So when you look at the numerics, you're more likely than not to run, if you're a guy who doesn't have any kids, you're more likely than not, depending on your age, to run into a woman that has a kid,
Mhm.
right? So I don't think we're advising anybody, hey, I advise you to go find a woman that has a kid with another man. No, but what I'm saying is that the offer's not on the table depending on her behavior. Now, if she has 3, 4, 5 baby fathers, I would never advise that, right? Sorry to those women. But if you have one man you had one man and now you have one child with that man, or maybe even 2, and that's something that you want to tie up your boots and walk in the path you want to walk
That's
down,
crazy.
I would say go ahead.
But that's why I brought up single fathers,
That's
because when you see a
crazy.
woman that is a single mother,
Yeah.
that child has a father,
Yeah.
right?
Hey, like, why does
Who's a
she?
single father?
She gets on my nerves. That child has that's a single father, but it's only 12 seconds. Let's finish.
Insane.
Like, are we not putting those two to
There you go.
There you have it, y'all. I
There
mean,
you
on
have
that
it.
moment, she clearly was just a problem. She didn't
Clearly
agree.
was just
She
a
doesn't
problem.
understand the assignment, and we clearly see that she doesn't understand the assignment because she's no longer married. So we see she has a.
And she's wearing
she's
it
still
all over her.
scorned,
Yep, she
she's
wears
still
it.
upset. This guy that she
The way
was
she
married
answers
to,
questions,
she
she
was
wears it.
definitely in love with him. And
That's why he's a
whatever
bitch ass nigga.
She
Yep.
feels that he dropped the ball is why they're not together. But Anton spoke nothing but facts, y'all. Marriage is a business. Definitely don't advise no man that's single with no children to get with a woman that has children.
Yeah.
So he should be willing to get with someone that matches his level playing field, doesn't have any kids, and be able to build his own family, start his own legacy, his own little football league
Yeah.
or so, or dream team, or whatever you want to call it.
Starting 5,
Cheerleaders
yeah.
or whatever, not. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know, y'all. Let me know your thoughts on this matter. Comment down below. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.
And until further.
Bye.